Hello, this is Falterfire, and I am back on the new save that I did for 6100. We are now on 6114, which has a number of changes from 6112, which is what my last video was on. We have some more bug fixes, but we also have some nerfs to some of the enemies in Battered Ramparts, so hopefully some of those fights will be more manageable. The other big change, though, is that the elites in Battered Ramparts now do have their monster cards in-game. They were apparently supposed to be in the game already, but just one day had added them to the game, but not added them to the fights. So, before we get into that, all of my quests here work pretty well for Raodan, so we are probably going to just keep playing, especially like when boss fights with Raodan. We're probably just going to keep playing Raodan instead of unlocking a new character, which was something I considered doing. We are going to open 3 packs, see what we get. Okay, so one day did move around, I think, some of the card tiers. Apparently, it wasn't... You are supposed to be able to have the ability to not die in Depth 3, so Sanctuary is now a thing. And this is a massive pickup, obviously. This should make, as far as we can find it, makes runs a lot easier. Keen Contemplation is great. Spirit Helmet is very good if we find ourselves doing the summoning strategy again. Frozen Rift is amazing. Very happy to see that. Stone Skin is pretty good. Nimble Strike, I don't think we have a use for in Raodan. We may try it in Merle. And then Purify is great. That is useful in some sections of Area 1, of Battered Ramparts. I don't know that we want it necessarily, but it might be worth including as a safeguard. If we could use it with Frost Nova potentially. The thing is, I'm not sure if I like Purify if I'm not self-statusing myself at all. But we could like include it in the starting deck and just plan to cut it after Area 1. Invigorate's okay. Mana Bolt's potentially very good, but I think I like it more on Merle than on Raodan. I don't know that we're going to be stacking, unless we again are doing the Spirit Swarm thing. I don't know that we're going to be stacking enough to get value from that. Increasing Visions is great. Shielding Bolt is another way to like lean into the summoning strategy, but I don't think I'm going to be doing summons here. Okay, so because I don't know the cards in Battered Ramparts, I think I am going to buy Astral Spyglass rank 2. Normally I wouldn't, but in this particular case, because I don't know the fights that well yet. I also want more quest slots, but I think that's just going to be later. I do like the extra health at the end of each fight. That adds up to a decent amount over the course of the run. So the market doesn't show up at all until we bought at least one slot. That's good to know. We're going to do a new deck, once again, just kind of starting from scratch, because I don't know how to repeat what I did before. And my idea of refinement is burning it all down and starting from scratch. I am very clever. Now we still don't have any of those, really? Okay, so cards. Let's see. Oh, Infuse is by default now again. So we have Infuse back, thank God. That's amazing. Do we also have Electrocute? We also have Electrocute. Okay. So the patch gave us those. Barrier of Frost is interesting. It lets us lean into the Frostbite strategy. We could go into like Frost Nova and such, but I don't think that's quite where we're going. But Infuse is great. Love to see it. Meditate's very good. Trying to think what else we want. Chilling Focus probably. Mana Shield probably. Focus probably. Does that all make sense? I think so. We may not want 5 mana cards, but probably we do. Just makes things easier. I think for... It's very tempting to also take the Keen Contemplation, because that is just a pretty solid card. I think we want the Hobble, though. I think we probably are still on the Heavy Stand, because I still just really like it. And then I think probably the Drain Life. And then thinking Ice Blast is good. Still, like it just did amazing work for us last time. Let's see what else we can get. Did we have Shielded Strike last time? I feel like we did. It did solid work for at least until... We may have upgraded it. What are our other Frost options? Chill is okay. I don't think we want Frost Nova. I think we may just go with Chill. I also kind of like the idea of putting in an Electrocute, but I don't think that's quite where we're at. Yeah, I think we're going to go with chill. And so that gives us 2 ways to get frost out that are decent numbers. And then we don't have any real draw in the starting deck. That's the one big weakness, I think. But I don't think I want to cut any of this for more draw, especially because like our starting deck is pretty expensive. So in the card pool, I don't think we want Shattering Strike. Let's look at the Raodan cards first. Flash Freeze still seems... Oh, Flash Freeze is different now. It changed this patch. So you choose any enemy. If it's frozen, you draw 2. If it has no frost, so it's no frost, not no frozen, you apply 25 frost to it. So it's a relatively cheap way to draw. And then it is potentially a big freeze spike, which seems good. I'm not sure on Blizzard. We'll see where we end up. Icy Chain seems good. Icy Concentration seems good. I don't think we're going to do Biting Cold. Although there's definitely a world where like I do shift things around to go into Frostbite to use Barrier of Frost. But I'm going to kind of stick with the same general thing that I was doing before and see if it works. So I think we definitely want that. Arcane Silence. Okay, we got Arcane Silence actually. We have access to Cleanse again, which is, that makes things much, much easier. I like that a lot. We can take Singularity. That seems good. We could take Empower. I still am just not sure that that's quite where we want to be. Elemental Barrier did good work for us last time. Royal Conference is fine. Aether Storm seems fine. If we find ourselves like stacking Powerful again, it could be good. Although, if we're not, is it that good? Maybe not. Charge Shield is actually okay. This also, I think, got added back to the default pool. I don't know if one day may have just given back all of the cards that were previously default, because that would explain why Charge Shield is also back. And I like Charge Shield a decent amount, I think, because we'd get Shock out. I mean, the Twinning Ritual isn't bad. Renewing Ray isn't bad. Elemental Complex did solid work for us. I'm so torn on Blizzard. I think Blizzard Plus is good enough to justify it. But I could definitely see an argument for swapping that for like an Aether Storm or Royal Coffers. Or even just the Doom, because that's potentially valuable in Area 1. Or specifically against like the Ramparts enemies, I mean. So mana-wise, we have those 2. We'll take Weary Concentration. I don't think we want Surprise Attack. How are we doing on mana cards here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could take Arms Race, just because there's so many strikes in the first area. I don't think that's quite worth it, but it is kind of tempting. Mana Shield is also not the worst. I might take another Mana Shield. Sanctuary is great. Cleansing Shield is great. Spirit Swarm, Brainstorm, Contemplate. These are all good things. Frozen Rift is amazing. Power Surge is solid. Regrowth is kind of tempting. Icy Orbit is actually probably worth it. That's a decent amount of frost potentially if we have the card draw to go with it. I just don't know that we will. Mental Growth is solid. You have Sublime Blast, right? Yeah, that seems... I like New Sublime Blast a lot. I don't know that we can quite get value out of it consistently, but it has a lot of potential. I'm debating Spirit Helmet. I don't think we need it. I don't think we want... We should probably try Shatter. I like Shielding Bolt, actually. Did we put the Electrocute in our starting deck? We did not, so I think I want it here. I think I want it more than I want the Shocking Blast, just because the Electrocute is cheaper. And Shocking Blast isn't going to get us to 2 shocks most of the time. Mind Blast is good. I need like 1 more, and I think Mind Shield is probably it. Stone Skin is also very tempting, but I think I like what I've got. Would I like Stone Skin more than I like Mana Shield? Maybe not. Okay, so we have a stack of cards. We have the Drain Life to save us from... No, the art's good. I think Hubris Strike is a pretty good choice here. And then we're just going to go. See what we can make happen. Okay, so we were fighting Infested Goliath. So that is the same one we fought last time. Debating resetting to just see a different one here. But I think that'll be fine. We can fight Shadowbone Dragon. I'm curious, so I'm going to hit random and see if that ends up giving a Shadowbone Dragon with Blinding Clouds and Scorching Winds again. I'm going to forget about that until later, but that's the great thing about recording this. I can check for myself. So we are fighting Hollow Moss. We definitely need to find Cleanse. Mirror Mist and Aether Rain. Okay. So there are a few other changes that I will mention as we go through. If you have been watching my last videos, if you are playing live, a lot of this will be things you already expected. Okay, so Swarm Manipulator is here. I love this card so much. I don't care that it's not necessarily that good. I love it. You just summon the two little rats, and they're funny. Carapace is okay. Artillery seems okay potentially for us, because that is another way to get Arcane out. Enraged Persistence is... So these are just the new elite cards. Enraged Persistence is 1 mana, you discard 1. If you do, draw 2 strikes, gain Powerful 2 this turn, and gain Vengeance 3. That's not useful to us. Defective Strike, deal 4x4 to the first enemy, dispel 1 yourself, play this card, win this card. I don't think that's where we're at. Carapace seems like it could be good. Yeah. And then here we have Undying Persistence. So it may be worth picking up see if we can find like a good skill just for that. Here we can get Blighted Bite, isn't that useful. Lurking Presence is fine. Yeah, Extract Potential. Sacrifice an ally. If you do, gain Vengeance 6, heal 10, and draw 2. So if we end up on the Spirit Swarm plan, that could be good. If we go up this route, the big thing we can get here is Kinetic Transfer or Shield Wall. But we would be giving up both of our elite fights for that, and I don't think that's worth it. Down here we can fight these guys again, but I don't think I want to. This side is the weakest of the enemies, so I might want to fight that. Okay, so this is the other thing. And I had this confused with this enemy, because this is the card that I was thinking we could get, because like this says Swarm Calling, it summons Bentas, and this guy summons so many Bentas. I don't know how you're ever tripping Blood Infection. That seems... I don't know how you build a deck that triggers Leech 4 times consistently, but even Shrew is going to struggle to do that. If you do give it Bleed 3, like that is such a long walk. You give Bleed 2 to the first enemy, you give it Poison 3 per rank Bleed has. That also seems okay for Shrew, but we're not Shrew, so we don't care. Alright, we're going to start here. And we're going to see what happens. Start by just doing that. And we can get lots of shield. So, okay, turn 1. Yeah, these guys got nerfed slightly. They don't get quite as much shield as they used to. They still get a good amount, just less. Alright, we could freeze here, but I think we just kind of want to pop off that powerful stack. Because we don't actually care about this frost here, I think. And we don't want to waste our cheap freezes. Okay. So the way that we get to 0. So we're going to do that in case you were setting up another... whatchamacallit. I think we can get rid of this so that if we draw the... whatchamacallit, we can potentially get this kill. The Ice Blast. Okay, that's not actually the kill. I was... For some reason, because we have the adept, so I was thinking that I saw the bigger number and my brain was just like, oh, we get more. Anyway, this is going to be enough to kill you, which I think is what's going to happen. Just take you off the board. And we can freeze you and get lots of extra shield that we don't actually need, probably. So it's just a matter of whittling through the remaining health, which we can do. It may take a bit, but we'll get there. So we can freeze, which will give us extra 5 damage on that. The other advantage is that we're just cleaning off those powerful stacks slowly. Yeah, without the powerful stacking, we're not getting through with that. Okay, there we go. Mind Blast. I want to try it. I want to see if we can scale it enough with this deck. Okay, so we can't scale it that much here, but okay, I think we want to stop you from bleeding us, and we can at least... We didn't have that much damage, but we had enough to finish off the Benta, so that seems fine. I think that guy does more bleed than this one does. We are now going to be bleeding 1, because that's just what this thing does every turn. I think we want to pop you so that you can be closer to death. Okay, so this will make me take a little bit of bleed, but it could be a lot worse. And now we need to find some amount of shield, hopefully. That'll do. Okay, this was a little bit risky. We could have ended up not being able to play that. 18 damage isn't too bad, although, you know, Pierce would have done more. 0.6 times 3, so no, it would have done the same. 18 would have been how much damage Pierce would have done as well. There we go. Drain life continuing to just kind of do work. I don't think we can justify infested rites. I really want this, but I think we have to take the cleansing shield in case we don't see it again, because I think that's the more important of the two to have. I don't think we're taking either of these. I think we might take Undying Persistence just as a tough source, even though it's not particularly great. Okay, let's start by... I think we want to try and punk out the freeze one before it can do mean things to us, potentially. Although I probably shouldn't have put frozen it, because we wanted to be able to potentially freeze it out if it tries to do a really threatening freeze turn. And I sequenced that wrong because I knew there was a possibility I could have drawn that. This is enough for us to freeze you. So we want to do that first. And then we can just finish you off. And we have the drain life, so I think that's worth it. Because just getting that kill is nice. Even if it does mean taking 10 damage. Like I said, the drain life is going to let us get back that gap. Get back that health. Not all of it immediately, but, you know. We get back half of the health we lost. Okay. Pop you. And then, do we freeze you or do we detonate you? I think we just detonate. And getting closer to the kill is more important. Okay. We can play the Cleansing Shield and the Drain Life. That seems like a pretty good thing to do. We get to block all the damage. We're back to full health. Life is good. This jerk needs to die. They both stack powerful on each other, which is rude. Alright, we can freeze you. So this can now target you, but I think we just want to kill that one. Because it wasn't lethal on the front one anyway. Okay, and we get lethal. Goodbye. Alright, Spirit Swarm. We're gonna do it. Are you ready? Okay, so we don't know what the enemies are gonna do every turn, which is really, really annoying. But we do know what the enemy is doing now. Because the answer is nothing. Blinding Cloud says, gain evasion 2 and draw 2. All enemies get opportunities to. So for the next 2 turns, this jerk will be able to punish us for getting fatigued. Okay. I think we want to meditate and then just freeze out for another turn. No, I think we'll summon this out because we have evasion. Yeah, that's fine. You gain critical 2 and lethal 2 for 2 shrivels on top of your deck. Alright. We don't love being shriveled, but it's not a huge problem. Since we can drain life to get our health back. Okay. So the weak counteracts the adept somewhat, but okay. Everyone gains evasion too. That's annoying. Although we can at least pop off one of those ranks there. And we are healed again. I guess it saved our little spirit there. Alright, we do this again. More critical, more lethal. Hobble. See if we can find damage. And that's not lethal. So we will just... Okay, that was lethal. It was lethal because of lethal. And because of the critical. Mana Ritual is very good. I think we just take the Mind Seed because it's a little safer. And I really like having starting tough as a safety measure. Alright. Look at this jerk. Yeah, gonna be summoning. This guy starts with way little health for a boss in this area. Like, every other boss in this area has like a bajillion health and is day ruining. But this one, like, is going to summon a substantial guy, but the actual thing has much, much less health than a lot of other things. I think we want to freeze you out from ruining our spirit state. Okay. So you're probably just going to keep buffing this guy. That's fine. We can deal with that. Alright, we can't freeze out either of them. I think we're still going to play that so we can get the focus out. Although there was really no reason for me to do that. I just wasted a bunch of mana for no reason. We aren't taking any damage here. Okay. So the Swarm Manipulator does have to go down. That's very important. We can get a powerful rank. I think we just want to do that for now, because we are taking so much damage here. Okay, so let's hobble first. All right, happy to see that. Unfortunately, our spirit is probably going to be toast. Yeah, it's spirit dead. The anchor is willing, but the spirit is weak. And we just want to keep laying damage on this one, because if we can kill it, then our problems go away. But we may as well freeze you, because we can. Goodbye. Yeah, if we could have... If we have more damage, like if we can kill this guy quickly, this fight is a lot easier. But unfortunately, we aren't in a great position to do that. Okay, we definitely want a Cleansing Shield here. And we want to use that to get rid of the Frail first. Although, unfortunately, we can't get all the way rid of the weak. Just start putting Frost on you. Yeah, this is actually going to go way worse than I was hoping it would. I just don't have great damage for the Manipulator itself. And they have decent AoE to kill my thing. And the reason I am really focusing on this is that if I kill these, it'll just summon them back, I'm pretty sure. At which point I'm just back in the same spot again. Okay, that is at 26. Let's shield. And that gets us more shield. And now we are very close to killing that back one. Now we're taking a lot of damage. Just not enough arcane. And this weak is just really, really obnoxious. You can put the arcane on you, so if we draw back into it. Yeah, we probably needed to focus this guy. We may actually just die here. That's what I get for getting cocky. Okay. That does kill you. Okay, that is enough to freeze you out. That has to happen. That won't freeze you out though, so I don't think it's worth it. But it primes you for freeze next turn. It costs me 2 health, but I think that's worth it to potentially get the freeze next turn. Yeah, okay. So we just need to find a way to get through this fight. Okay. Fortunately, they aren't gaining any more stacks of things, so... Okay, I really want to freeze you, but I can't. Can I just, can I avoid death here is the question. I think I have just enough to not die, I think. And you're dead at least. Okay, so I do need shield here or I die. I don't have shield and I just die, I think. Okay, we get to live, barely. But it could not be closer. And we're getting more poison and leech this turn, so we need heavy stand or we die. Okay, well. That's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, so I underrated this fight. We didn't have the damage output we needed to kill it, and the constant tough, weak, etc. meant that we weren't able to get status out. I think chill and Ice Blast. I think the freeze is a mistake with the tools that we have right now. I think that we have to dedicate too many cards to keeping things frozen to justify it. So that's unfortunate. But I have other stuff I've got to do, so I'll be back later. And I will do things, I'll record a video then. Let's get through the end of this. Sure. I don't think we got enough stuff to unlock anything. Yeah, we didn't accomplish either of those. Okay, so yeah, that was largely me just making mistakes and getting punished as usual. I will be back next video, retool my deck a bit, see if I can better approach that. See you then.